Hey you guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful life, of course. In today's video, I'll be doing a little guide on all things e-readers for all my noobs out there that are always asking me questions or are too scared to dive in. So I'm going to give y'all some tips and tricks in this video. Some of y'all know me for having different e-readers or e-ink devices. I even get told that I'm promoting overconsumption, like I don't get sent products to review. Also, if that wasn't the case, I can buy as many e-readers as I please, and I don't ever tell y'all that you have to buy any of the stuff I show y'all on my page. Also, there's a term called collector and doing whatever I want with my adult money, since I never got to enjoy or own half the stuff that I have now. You can also have multiple e-readers, but some could be strictly dedicated to fanfics, manga, horror, or any genre if you have a lot of ebooks. Now that we got that out of the way, why is it that people like e-readers? Number one, the e-ink screen helps with migraines and eye fatigueness. 2, lack of space for physical books and pocketability, meaning you can take wherever at whatever time you want. And lastly, a disability that doesn't allow them to hold books because of the weight of them. One of the most asked questions is always, which should be my first e-reader, or which e-reader do you recommend? And that's always hard to answer because I tend to switch between mine, and it all falls on what size, ecosystem, and if you want a color e-reader or traditional e-ink screen or not. You also have to keep in mind your budget and what you're willing to pay for, and not all countries carry certain brands that I'll be showing y'all today. Now, I will answer which e-readers I use the most, which are the Kindle Basic, Colorsoft, and the Books Go Color 7. I mainly use my Books Palma 2 for audiobooks, and I'm doing my third reread on the Storm and Silent saga on my Paperwhite right now. Okay, now where can you find ebooks at? When I first started, I would exclusively get them from Amazon, especially since I only had a Kindle, and I also paid for Kindle Unlimited, which is one of the best reading subscriptions out there. But I recommend ebooks.com, Kobo, bookshop.org, or even directly from publishers and authors' websites. Now for discounted books, yes, Amazon has some really great deals and sells them at a loss in order for us not to buy anywhere else. So the best options for those of us that's trying to stop giving Amazon our money, I suggest to sign up for BookBub. You get alerted when books go on sale across different platforms, and I even found a lot of them for free. Now I know y'all want to know how to get free books, but I'm not naming any websites. You'll have to search that up on your own, but I do recommend to test out 𝓻𝓸𝓵𝓵𝓬. 𝓻𝓻𝓫 is a service that provides digital advanced copies of books for members to read and review, but you have to have a good review rating in order to keep on getting free books. And before any of y'all get on your moral high horse, yes, check out your local libraries and support, but not everybody has access to a library or have the books available for them to borrow. Oh, but nah, they had money for an e-reader so they can buy books. Well, maybe they only had money for an e-reader and not books, or maybe it was a gift, or they could also rely on a parental figure for their survival and they don't have the extra funds like that. Yes, authors need to get paid for their work, absolutely. But maybe that's the only way they can read, and once they get older or have more funds, they can get the physical copy as a trophy down the road, especially for the books they ended up loving. Let's not act like we weren't in middle school using BearShare to download music to our iPods or MP3 players. Something about ebooks that grind my gears just a little bit is the atrocious book covers, especially with men on them. Like, yuck. So what I like to do is use a driver called Calibre, which allows us to change the covers and change the reading format amongst other things. You can add all of your books to whatever device you want with no issue. So here are the books that I have added to the Calibre app. Of course, you have to make sure you have all the books that you are planning to change up either the cover or to change the reading format. A lot of the books I tend to just add on here, especially for my siblings, because since they both have a Kobo, I have to change it from EPUB, MOBI, or PDF to a KEPUB and just add it on the cover itself. This is also really good if you can't get your hands on a special edition and you want the cover of your book to match a special edition. Using the Calibre app, you can transfer books that way via cable or wirelessly, but that can be a bit tricky for some. If you have a Kindle, you can use Send to Kindle, but if you have a Kobo, you can now send it through the app or from a website I'll link down below. Google Drive works for certain Kobos and all Android e-ink devices, and that's not even including Overdrive for borrowing books and several apps you have access to thanks to the Android OS on a lot of e-ink tabs. As some of y'all have noticed, you can change the fonts on your e-readers with the exception of Kobos. I tried several times, but I never see my save fonts on my siblings' Kobos. If you can help a sister out, that would be great. Maybe I'm just slow, but for the Kindle, it's really simple. You just gotta drag and drop into the font folder. And for books and Big Me products, I like to use their built-in reading app because it comes with lots of nice fonts and you can just download them from the web. Other e-readers have several advantages over the Kindle, like being able to add a screensaver. Yes, you can somewhat do that on the Kindle, but the process is long and annoying. You have to use a converter and change the format 2 separate times, and even then, when you click out of the so-called book and actually start reading, you will have to go back to it each and every time. Yes, the Kindle has pre-installed covers, but those are less than mid, especially laying next to these gems right here. I'm also going to leave a link down below where I learned how to do it by another content creator on TikTok. I didn't copy hers to a T. I ended up looking through the fonts to figure out which one I and my siblings wanted. The characters I found were on Pinterest and can be made on Everskies, and of course, y'all know who 𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓭𝓲𝓷𝓰 are. You can always buy a screensaver or find one already made online if you don't want to do it this way. Now, where can you find accessories for your e-reader? It all falls on if the specific device has companies that make certain cases for them. Some users like folio cases where it makes the e-reader feel like a book, but I personally find them hindersome. So I like to use clear cases and either add stickers or an insert, and in some cases decals. Then to top it off, I add a pop socket and charm if you want to be a little bit spicy. I also like to use MagSafe stickers specifically so I can switch between pop sockets when I change the theme of my device, but people have said that they don't recommend doing that because it might cause issues to the screen. I haven't had any problems thus far though. For older e-readers like the Kindle keyboard, I like to use strapsicles since there's no cases for it, and for a very long time the Nook never had any clear cases either until now, so I was also using that with my 𝓬𝓪𝓵𝓵𝓬𝓪 4. I also need to mention in this video how important saving these ebooks are because we don't know if they will be altered or removed. I was using Google Drive and saving them on my PC, but I've also been buying flash drives to store all my digital media, whether that's for ROMs, music for my different iPods and MP3 players, and of course for my books. Amazon is not allowing us to save and download the books we bought anymore because they want to hide behind the whole "you're just buying a license, not the actual product" tag. And yes, that's been the case for years, but they still allowed us to download our books. These companies are making a big emphasis on this now, and the smart ones know why. If you haven't already noticed by now, you can still annotate on these devices, whether it be by just highlighting, typing in notes, or writing notes down if you decide to get an e-reader with a stylus. Also, some extra cool features is that it has a built-in dictionary, and it even translates some word or paragraphs for you. You can even use text-to-speech on Android e-ink-tabs if you've already bought a book but also want to listen to it at the same time without spending extra money. To finally wrap this video up, I suggest to check out my full e-reader review playlist to help you out on your decision on which e-reader should be your first one, or if you're thinking of upgrading or adding another one to your collection. You can always find a secondhand Kindle under $60 and hack it in order to open it up more and have a little bit more free range. For books and Big Me products, it definitely costs more than Kobos and Kindles, but remember, there's a lot more things you can do and more reading apps you can utilize, which makes it more bang for your buck, and you're also not tied to just one ecosystem. Well, that's gonna be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching another cozy-ish session with me. Please stay safe and take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Deuces.